For 6 episodes, we've tipped our hat to the Penguin, but now it's time for episode 7, Top Hat. Welcome back to Fog Entertainment. It's Gotham City. It's time for Flashback City, because we open with a flashback to Oz's childhood. We finally get to meet his brothers, Benny and Jack, and what happened to them. It's been a mystery. We kind of thought, maybe they just suffered a school shooting. Maybe they got killed on the corner. Maybe they got killed doing something they weren't supposed to do. But it turns out little Oz, God damn it, he's an evil little bastard, isn't he?
Yes, he killed his brothers. Big surprise to me. Wasn't expecting this at all. And I would have to assume that Oz is the only person that knows the truth about this.
Yeah, I think you've got to assume that. I mean, maybe that reveal can come out in the finale, which we'll have to wait and see. But we can clearly see here that Oz is very clingy to his mother.
Yeah, almost to the point where he seems jealous when any of his brothers got attention.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it is a bit pathetic, that, but, I mean, you can kind of see for Oz. I mean, he's disabled, and, again, I don't think the brothers is... key point here, right? Obviously, Jack's the oldest one. He looks about 14, 15. Oz is the middle one, and you've got the younger one. It's like, come on, man. You can't be killing the younger one for laying a couple of digs into you. Not saying that the killing the older one's justified, but I mean, I think killing both of them is just absolutely out of order here. And it almost makes you question what the fuck's going on with us. I feel like up to this point, it's like, he hasn't really done anything that's too shady. Yeah, he killed Sal's family, burnt them like a barbecue, but that's just business. That's the cost of that's the cost of doing battle. This though, doing this at age 10.
I mean, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Did he know that was going to kill him?
Well, I've seen a lot of people comment that in the reviews and on also social media. I mean, potentially not, but at the end of the day, man, you've seen throughout the episode in the flashbacks where he's looking at the window, he's listening to the thunder, and he's almost smiling as he hears each individual raindrop hit the floor, because he knows they're going to drown. I think he did know. But again, he's 10. We don't know. But we did meet a few characters in this flashback. Mr. Calabrese hands Big Jack a $50 bill. This guy's bad. Will he appear? Apparently he's in the Dark Knight. But I can't say I've watched the Batman movies.
Nope, I've not seen them either, so
we've not seen them,
couldn't really tell you what happens.
Essentially, they're playing chases, hide and seek, whatever you want to call it, man. They go down a wee drain system with ladders. Oz like, you guys know I can't go down there, fuck you. And then he just closes the door behind him. It was funny, but when you realise, oh fuck, he's actually just left him to die, it turned pretty dark, but yeah.
No, but did you really think there would be enough water to fill that up in one night,
Maybe.
I thought he was going to come back the next day and let them out, or they'd escape somehow, or...
Maybe they died from, hypothermia, rather than actually drowning.
Well, I mean, it kind of shows you that the water's filled up and it's... I'm going to assume that maybe we'll see a flashback in the next episode and maybe Oz goes back and he didn't realise they were going to be dead. I don't know.
Yeah, because
but you're on about he was smirking. He could have just thought, they're going to be cold, they're going to be stuck down there, fuck those guys.
Well, it could have been that.
Maybe they don't even die that way. I don't know. Although I would assume that is how they die, because I think it'd be wasting a lot of time if they showed that and it wasn't the cause of their death. But I don't know, man. Even when Oz talks about his brothers, it's not like he doesn't seem to be bitter or anything like that. I don't believe that he intentionally tried to kill them.
We did see previously, I think it was last episode, when Victor tried to console his mother with Jack's at the shop. He shot that down.
Well, it could be guilt then, couldn't it?
So
but then again, just because he's feeling guilty doesn't mean
he meant it.
Or maybe he just doesn't. Maybe you're right. Maybe he doesn't like his brothers and he just didn't want the names being mentioned.
Initially, it looked like he shot it down because he didn't want her to get confused. But this episode kind of reveals that he's like, well, fuck those guys.
Maybe it's like, here, Jack's not going to console my mother. It's going to be me.
It's going to be a little Oswald, damn it. But he's watching Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers in Top Hat. So that's how this episode gets its name. But it's time to go to the real world, the timeline that we are currently at. Oz, he arrives at Crown Point. He opens the door. His mother's gone. But he finds Victor. He wakes up Victor. He's like, Sophia. Taking a wee line out of Daryl Dixon's book there. Hopefully, not the Daryl Dixon show though, because that's shite. He tells Victor to escape out the window. I'll deal with Sal head on. They got my mother.
Out the window, out the door.
Out the window, out the door. Big Sal's back for more though, because he comes in, golf club, battering the shit out of Oz. But then, like, the two cronies that are with him are like, oh, you can't do that. You cannot do that.
You said you would share him with Sofia.
Sofia needs him alive. We then have a phone call between Sal and Sofia. She's like, don't worry, Sal, we're going to kill him soon. Tell you what, though, man, I think this is extremely hard for this Sal guy not to kill Oz. I think a couple of golf club shots is nowhere near enough justice what this guy deserved.
Yeah, probably not. Like,
I mean, his wife and his son...
a couple of golf club shots are enough to kill Joe, wouldn't it?
Well, that's another HBO death. It's probably going to be coming up very soon next year. But essentially, what happens here is that Sal like drags Oz into the sewers where they're making bliss, and he's like, "Right, we own the shop here. A few guys die, but then one of Oz's lieutenants in the what do you call it, the lab, Walter White's lab, so to speak, the Bliss lab. He pulls like the electrical cord out, the lights go out. There's a bit of a scuffle." Then Oz and Sal get into like a fist fight in like a deserted bus. I think Sal wins here, but then he just dies of a heart attack.
Yeah, it looks like he got a pain to the chest and he just kind of clutches himself. And originally I thought he'd been stabbed or something, but looks like he just takes a heart attack and then falls down. And it's a shite way to go. And then Oz is kind of berating him, mocking him, saying that I won, even though at this point I think Sal's already dead.
I almost think this is like an HBO thing. I think they've got like almost like a fetish with like realism. I've seen this in The Wire. I've seen it in The Sopranos, where it's like they try to incorporate so much like real life, like underwhelming like stuff that can actually happen, rather than forget that they.
But that is realistic, though, isn't it? Not every fight's going to be a.
Not everything's cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's an HBO thing. Do you not think so? I look at other TV shows that are on different networks. It's like they don't tend to do it. And I've seen a trend with shows on HBO. It can't be a coincidence now, because I'm talking about like 3 or more here.
3 or more.
I mean, you look at The Sopranos, like how many times have we talked on this channel, right, and literally said about here, that was a wee bit underwhelming. Like the way they go out. But the reality is, not everyone gets the glory. The fire.
No, they don't, and we have Oz telling Sal, I beat you, Sal. I'm better than you. And then he puts a couple of bullets in him just to finish him off, even though he's already planked out dead. Yeah,
so Sal's dead. He does let Sofia know this. We did have a few scenes, though, with Sofia and Oz's mum. She was kind of going in between the phases of, dementia. And then she slaps Sofia, and says, it's all the same shit. Same winners, same losers. Sofia did mention Benny and Jack, not by name. And that didn't exactly put Oz's mother in a good light, didn't it not? That pissed her off. I can't believe, brother. But Victor, what's he doing? Who knows? He was told to assemble an army. He's assembled hee-haw. He went AWOL.
Yep.
He went AWOL for the army.
Victor coming back, and he just did not reappear.
He did not. Big Julian Rush then tells Sofia that her cousin Gia is now going to spill the beans at the children's home.
Yeah, she happened to see a gas mask that night. The entire Falcone family died.
Julian Rush here was pushing for this 10-year-old to die. He was like, she knows too much, bro.
And he's kind of willing to do it.
He's like, yeah, let's do it. But we get Sofia going. I mean, cards on the table here. It's like, you know what? I hated our family. I'm glad I killed them. Don't you be slitting your wrists over those dead bastards, sort of thing. I mean, pretty messed up that kid's cut. But I actually like the fact that the Penguin's willing here to push the envelope. I feel like a lot of TV shows wouldn't show kids self-harming.
No, definitely.
It just adds to the realism and the darkness of what's actually going on here. So I don't know if this Gia character has significance later on, but I feel like with some of the dialogue, she definitely could.
No, 100%.
Don't know what her last name is though. Gigante? Is it Gigante? Or is it a Falcone? Gia Falcone? Never heard of the name before.
The little girl?
Aye, Gia.
Well, she'll be a Falcone, won't she?
Falcons are kind of out of business though. It's the last Falcone standing. I'm surprised Sofia didn't kill her for that reason alone. But Oz, when he makes the phone call to Sofia, basically saying, right, it's all going to go down. I'm going to kill you. And then it's like, no, we're not going to do that. I'm going to deliver your mother. Because then a black G-Wagon appears I thought I don't know. I think when these scenes happen, it's like right, that car it's pulled up's obviously rigged with explosives. A guy runs out. I was like, "Where the fuck is my ma? Where's my ma?" He goes to the back. She's like, "Yeah, you've probably found the surprise by now." Even at this point, Oz hadn't found the surprise, but then he like lifts his blanket off, and it turns out there's a bomb. There's less than 20 seconds to go. He could warn his army, but he's like, "Fuck that! I'm going to go down the same hatch that I sent my brothers to die down." So he jumps down that. The bomb goes off. Pretty much wipes out his entire army.
And his bliss.
Yeah, and so the bliss is gone. Nowhere to be seen.
I mean, he could have warned them, but see, at this point, like, don't think I mean, he barely escaped himself.
Yeah, I think if Oz takes the time to warn his army, he might die.
I mean, I guess he could shout while he's running here. There's a but then again, if he does that, maybe someone beats him to the hatch or something. I mean, he just.
That way his limp leg is definitely doable.
I mean, he literally got to the hatch with not a second to spare. But Sofia then deciding that, you know what, maybe she doesn't want all this. All she wants is revenge. Doesn't really give a shit about the money. She's more interested in making sure that Oz loses everything. So, maybe she realised here, doesn't matter. If I'm making money, I'm going to lose this. If I have this lifestyle, have this way of life. So she's like, fuck it. The only thing I'm focused on is revenge.
Absolutely. We then cut to another flashback. Little Oswald and his ma at Monroe's having a wee dance, which has been referenced throughout this show. And that is exactly where Sofia has took her. So that's where the showdown is probably going to be in the finale. And then as the episode ends, we have Oz just gets battered by the dirty cop guy. Bit of twisted metal to the face. With invitation to the final showdown. Damn it. And that is how the episode ends. Sets up the finale rather well. But again, I enjoyed this episode. I thought Sal's death was a wee bit disappointing, but I mean, let's be honest, I think it was always going to be Oz against Sofia. I think Sal was just a bit part player in it.
Yeah, no, I can kind of see why they've killed him off before the finale, just to make it a simple one-on-one showdown, so to speak, rather than having because you can have other supporting characters in there, and I guess Sal could have been that, but I just think with Sal, it's not like he's not one of Sofia's henchmen. Like, he is somebody that arguably should want Oz dead, maybe even more than Sofia.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of, and I mean, who's to say they wouldn't have had different? I mean, who's to say they wouldn't have disagreed on how they kill him? It could have been something like that. So I mean, is what it is. I like Salvatore, but I mean, I can kind of see why he's going.
He's an actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. Anyway, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Thought it was good. Really good, but not quite.
Yeah, I'm going to get a 7 out of 10 as well. I think the last few episodes have been good, but they haven't quite been...
It's weird, though. It's like, considering they're killing people off now at a really fast rate, I expect the ratings to stay 9s and 8s, but yeah, not everything lasts forever at the end of the day.
No, definitely not, but yeah, it could be a great finale.
It could be a great finale, setting up that second Batman movie, but we'll give it a 7 out of 10. Check out the promo. I'll be up in a couple of hours breaking it down. But until then, peace.